Help, I'm bloated, I don't feel good, and it's bikini season. I'm on my way to spring break and I don't look good in this bikini because I'm literally bloated. What do I do? Well, in this video, you're gonna learn my top 5 tricks to keep that belly bloat to a minimum, especially in that bikini. So without further ado, my name is Leslie Urbas. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer with over 12 years of experience in helping people to mindset diet and get themselves to exactly where they want to be without having to give up the foods they love, even if they want to beat the belly bloat. So stay tuned in this episode to get the top 5 things that I do in order to decrease belly bloat and feel fabulous in that bikini. So here we go. Number 1 tip that I do is I eat slow. Okay, you may be like, what? What does that have to do with belly bloating, right? Here is what happens. When we consume food, like I'm gonna drink water and go chug, 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 right? See how I had to like swallow, swallow, swallow? When you do that, you induce so much air into your body with you that your body then bloats because it's not just water, it's water, air, water, air, water, air, water, air, food. And then you swell up, sort of like when you put pasta into a pot and the pasta bloats, right? It doesn't say hard and small, it gets bigger. So what I want you to think about is when you scarf down the food and eat really fast, you double and triple your belly bloat based on the fact that you are increasing the amount of air exposure into your body. So the first tip I have for you is please slow down. How to do this, as I typically train people, is imagine you have your plate. The first thing you do is you pick up your fork. You take your fork and you pick up a piece of food and you put it in your mouth. You then put the fork back down and you put your hands down on your lap while you chew and chew and chew and chew and chew until you are done chewing. At the moment you are done chewing, I want you to reach over and grab your non-caloric room temperature drink, take a sip, put it back down, put your hands back on your lap, and continue to repeat those steps so you slow down. Believe it or not, you can subconsciously pick up on somebody scarfing in the food and you're like, oh my gosh, I gotta go because they're gonna eat all the food and I'm gonna get it, right? So I really want you to focus on that as you're thinking about this. That is tip number 1, slow down. Tip number 2, I briefly mentioned in the last one, and that is I want it to be a room temperature drink, especially when you're eating. Outside of when you're eating, I don't care. I'm all for cold water. I love cold water. But if I'm worried about belly bloat at those meals, it is definitely room temperature because we don't want our body to have to slow down processing the food because it either needs to heat up the cold water or cool down the warm water. So please note, check the temperature of that water. So that way that is not affecting you, or beverage of whatever kind. And again, I say no calories to it. So that way it doesn't potentially increase the bloat through the sugar. Okay. Third tip to decrease belly bloat is to decrease the foods that cause you to have gas. So things like broccoli and cauliflower and beans, which are great for our intestines, also produce gas, right? So I know this may be something you don't want to hear and a little TMI, but you know the foods that make you fart and maybe you don't fart out loud, but you hold them in, or the foods that you can feel kind of go through your intestines? Any of those foods that you know do that to you, take them out. Some people experience this with foods that have added fiber, like chicory root and Fiber One bars, or the type of fiber that goes into like Quest or other protein bars. That can give you a little bit of a bloating effect. So note that. Number 4 tip is to pay attention to artificial sweeteners. What we do, and maybe when you're on spring break or you're trying to keep your calories low because you're not trying to gain a lot of weight, but you're drinking alcohol or something, is you do something like get a diet soda, or you pay attention and use Crystal Light, or you'll use some other non-caloric calorie beverage where you're basically putting in a lot of artificial sweeteners. And when we induce a lot of artificial sweeteners to our intestine cannot process them. It cannot digest them. It's literally a molecular structure that goes through our intestines, just like fiber. Now, that structure is not something that's welcome when it reaches the large intestine. So when it gets there, your body's like, whoa, I'm gonna need some help. So it calls on water and pulls the water into the large intestines, bloating you, making it look worse. So my encouragement to you is to reduce these foods so that way you can decrease the belly bloat. The fifth thing that I encourage you to do if trying to decrease belly bloat is to get enough rest. I know that that's like, wait, what? Okay, she didn't tell me any of those foods that people tell me for like gut health. You're right, I didn't, because I'm not trying to get you to eliminate the foods you love. I'm trying to get you to understand, just like I teach mindset dieting and get people to their goals that they want, that it's not actually the food that you're consuming, it's the time spent with the food, and it's the way you're treating your body. Your body needs the recovery of sleep. It needs that ability to heal the gut on the inside. And when we're sleeping and not eating and not introducing it to things, the good bacteria can culture more. Your body can push things through the intestines. That's why most people have to excrete poop in the morning, because our body had the ability to kind of digest and focus on that instead of she's moving her arm, we're doing this, we're doing that, right? Energy all around my body versus I'm resting, and now my subconscious mind, which does all of the work in my body from after I chew it, it can help to get things where it needs to go. Put the vitamins and minerals where it needs to go, the carbs, the fats, the protein, and really allow my intestines to settle and get ready to release what my body didn't need to use. So, for those of you that are new to me, again, I'm Leslie Urbas. I'm a registered dietitian and a personal trainer, and this is my channel. Please like and subscribe and share this video with anyone that you think needs to beat a little bit of belly bloat this season, especially in those bikinis. So let's get ready for that. Outside of that, if you'd like more information, please click below on the link to my Facebook group, Weight Loss and Wellbeing for High Performers, where you can find up-to-date information on all of these topics and learn even more about these things. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I look forward to being able to help you with your mindset diet so you can get away from years of starvation and struggle with weight and health and beat that belly bloat every day without needing to find tactics at the last minute. All right, have a fit and fab day.